I'm on my lunch break. I set up the booth, stepped outside for a minute to get a little break, get situated, and here I am. I'm stepping back in. I'll be back up in the booth, socially distanced up there to be able to do my podcast, or sorry, my vlog. Speaking of the podcast, we got a new episode coming out today. Check it out on YouTube, Viral Media Network 415, or wherever you audio podcasts on iTunes, Spreaker, SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Podcasts, all the good places you do your audio podcasts. The new episodes with DJ Plattern, DJ, selector, producer, live streamer. Man's killing it. We had a great conversation. Go check that out. And I'm just going to kind of vamp here a little bit until I get in through the security, but I want to make sure that I started on time, albeit a few minutes late, but not. If I started when I got up to the booth, it'd be like 3:15. So, anyways, yeah, man, the fires. Man, if you didn't have a reason to put on your mask before, now you got double reason. Maybe put on a double mask. I actually was doing the double mask thing for a while, but you can see I switched to the Ben Davis mask. It's pretty thick in and of itself, and it covers the whole face. Goes down to the chin, up to the nose. Although I still don't like the wrap around ears. I like where it goes around the head, and you have the bottom part of the neck. But here I am. I'm going to go through the security, and I've already gotten screened, so I got a wristband here. All I got to do is I'm going to put the phone down temporarily and get scanned. Hey, yeah, thanks. I'm going to test you on the elephant later. Oh, there it is. That's how it works. Hey. Yeah. I think Manuel's going to scan me. I came in already. I was just. Yeah, they squished my. They totally squished my picture here. I'm going to show it on my. It's like totally stretched out. See how they did that? They did me wrong. Like I'm that big already. You know what I mean? How you doing, bro? Oh, good. Staying healthy?
Man, I'm not sick. Standing up working.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so I cannot complain.
Cool. Thanks, man. I'll see you up there or around. Send my best to the fam, all right? All right. That was actually relatively easy. And part of the reason was, too, all right, so this is interesting. First of all, yeah, I gotta love all the old school. There's a lot of history here. Here's Catfish, Raleigh Fingers. Sorry, that's Raleigh Fingers, all his accomplishments. And then we got Reggie Jackson, the Eck, and of course the greatest of all time, Ricky Henderson. All right, so I don't know if I can turn this around. Yeah, I'm just going to show you. So over there is where the press elevator is, but because the players use that elevator, they're tier 1, and the assistants and the coaches and stuff are tier 2. They use that elevator, so we have to go around either around to these elevators here, up to the 4th floor, and then go down into the booth. And this is a sick, right here, Star Wars. But, I'm sitting in the booth babysitting a headset all game, so I'm taking the stairs. Get a little exercise while I'm here. So, yeah, I know everyone's kind of at a wit's end because of the wildfires and the pandemic kind of continuing on. And then we got the political movement at a T because, Democrats are trying to go hard in the paint to combat Trump, which they rightfully should. They had 4 days of the convention. We'll talk about that later. And it's the first convention of its time that was socially distanced. So that's a really interesting thing. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the vlog completely in the mask, because there is a section of the booth that there's really no one for like 20 or 30 feet, far past the 6 foot requirement. Whew. So So yeah, we're on the top floor of the arena right now, and it's empty. It's 3 o'clock, so it's definitely early for a game. The hallowed walls. So they're playing soccer down there. I don't know if you can see that. So this is normally where the fans, there's a direct elevator to the press booth, but because again, it's the same elevator that goes out of the field, we can't use it, so we got to go up and around. So there's these 2 side doors. In fact, I'm going to go down this one because this is the one less traveled. There's 2 sides to the press booth, and one side is typically for the home press, and one side is typically for the visiting press. And there's media, and then there's the broadcast booths. So normally you would have visiting radio, home radio, a visiting broadcast show, TV broadcasting, and home broadcasting. And then on big shows, you might have an ESPN broadcaster. You might have Spanish radio, Spanish broadcast, that kind of thing. So there's enough auxiliary booths to do that. But what we're going here, this is visiting press. And you can see normally, I wouldn't say it's always filled, but it's about 75% in any given game filled with capacity. I'm going to take my mask off because I'm the only one in here. And with climbing those stairs and the air being so thick, it's good to get some fresh gulps. But, as you can see, there's literally no one around me. So I'm going to have my mask off just for a bit and then put it back on once I catch my breath, which I think is one thing to keep in mind during all this crazy stuff. And I'm going to check the chat here, see if anyone's online chatting. Let's see. No. Let me see if I can go back. What did I do? I went to the wrong window. Oh yeah, see, I just popped up someone else. Sorry about that. See, the issue is I'm doing this from my phone. I said I'd be back. I had 2 weeks where I was doing it off of my phone from the golf course. And I think I did 1 episode here on opening weekend. But yes, I am coordinating mask and my shirt. Shout out to Ben Davis, San Francisco company. Now, if you don't know the true story of dungarees and the patent behind jeans and Levi Strauss, go look that up because it has to do with Ben Davis. And I'm being a bad videographer because I'm having the light behind me. So I'm going to keep walking. So yeah, we're in the press booth. I'm going to put my mask on in case I see anyone. But literally, it's just me and the camera guys, and then the home radio, visiting radio. This is my position right here. I'm up here with my headset. You're going to see me there if you were there. And then this is where Ray Fosse sits. You can see there's his headset. There's his box. We have a robotic camera. We call that a cue ball camera. He's got a backup headset there. And Glenn's in this booth. They're in separate booths, okay? They're in separate booths. Now, normally they'd be in the same booth, but because of distancing, each broadcaster's in their own booth. I'll be up here. The stage manager is in. So these 2 booths that we're using here for the announcers, these are actually the auxiliary booths. This is the auxiliary. This will be like visiting radio, I believe. And so our booth, normally we would have, so the camera guy's here. We'd have the broadcaster sitting down there, A2, and stage manager. What's up, Dave? That's our camera guy. He's on break too. He's on standby. So This is the home radio. And again, Ken's going to be sitting in there, and Vince Catronio. This is our radio engineer. Say hi. What's up? Just showing the distancing and all that good stuff. Because Vince is in here, right? And then where's Ken? Are they together? No, Ken's in the other. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. So Ken's going to be in here. See, they all have their own booth. They're going to be completely distanced. So a lot of room. And then, as you saw on the visiting side, this is the home side. So the home side press. So this is where newspaper reporters, photographers, all that kind of stuff are sitting. And again, completely empty, except for a very core crew. So I feel blessed that I'm a part of it. And then over here at the end, and then in here we have Spanish radio. And then in here is the what's up, guys? How's everyone? What's up? How you doing? So that's the in-house production, the Jumbotron, if you will. They're doing their thing, and they're coordinating. Actually, the director of the TV show, Tommy's in there coordinating with them because, you know, they're working a lot more together than they were to make this thing happen. So kudos to them. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out the levelness. So I'm going to get back to my area. I'm going to spread out. I'm not even going to sit in my booth. I'm going to sit way out in the wing where no one will be. Because if I sit in the booth and I'm not wearing my mask, I can keep my mask on, but I feel like it's just easier to talk for the show without mask on. All right. So I hope everyone's doing good out there. I know it's crazy. Of course, the music's loud. This isn't too bad. Okay, taking the mask off so you guys can hear me just a little bit better. You guys can probably hear me a little better, but it's just easier to talk and communicate. So it's the 40-second video blog. Hope everyone's doing well. I know it's crazy times. If you're not sure, if this is your first time watching, Viral Media Network is a digital content creator. We also provide video services for anyone that might need that for their business. To tell their story. But basically we do podcasts. We got a new one coming out today. We do this live vlog. We also do a hiking video, and there's other videos coming in that are currently in development. So this vlog is basically talking about how things are developing with the company. We also talk about current events and issues that are going on, not only in my personal life and personal growth with me and my family. I'm married. I have a 16-month-old daughter who is the light of our life. And she's teaching us new things every day. Excuse me, I'm going to take a sip of water. Oof. This hot air, this dry air, this smoky air. It's almost a tipping point. Like, I really don't understand how these players are playing in it. But getting back to what this vlog is about, we do this every Friday. I started this during the pandemic. Initially, I was doing one a day every weekday. So I was doing it 5 days a week at 1 o'clock. That got really taxing. So I changed the time to 3 p.m. every Fridays. And then now I'm starting to work again because sports is up, and that's mainly what I do freelance aside from running Viral Media Network. And I was working my way up doing that before the pandemic. and not really paying enough attention and doing enough for Viral Media Network. So when the pandemic hit, I really went full hog, doing the vlog, like I said, 5 days a week, doing the podcast again. I had done 7 episodes like 4 or 5 years ago and then stopped because I got so busy doing sports broadcasting and freelancing. So I resurrected that. I'm now on the 16th episode. We got the 17th episode coming out next week. This week, we have an awesome episode with DJ Plattern. He's a DJ that's from the Bay, from the East Bay, from Emeryville, Oakland area, and been holding it down for 25 years with the Oakland Faders. You know, there's just so much to say about him. He's a real curator of music, and what we talk about a lot is his approach to making a mix is really like telling a story, and he really composes a mix. So we talk about things that have been going on, how he's increased his streaming, how to sort of, differentiate yourself with everyone that's streaming now, myself included. But a great conversation, so check it out. It's on our YouTube page, Viral Media Network 415. You can also catch it on iTunes, SoundCloud, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, wherever you podcast. I think it's even on iHeartRadio podcasts. Just search the Sam Jack Podcast, and if you can't find it on your podcast platform, let me know. Send me an email, info@Viral Media Network, and we'll get that sorted. So where are we today? The vlog. Since I've been starting to work, I haven't been able to do this from my computer, and from my computer, I can add in graphics, I can do cutaways, I can show you, clips from the podcast, that kind of thing. But I'm doing it from the phone. But shout out to Restream because I am now live. And excuse me, I'm just going to check the feed. Chat is ready to display. I'm just going to type, hey, anyone out there? Whoops. And so, excuse me, I'm doing this from, Restream does not have an app, so I'm doing this from a browser. So, and I have a question that I'd like to pose to you guys and girls out there. Let's see. All right, looks like we are live on YouTube and Twitter and Twitch and Facebook. And let's see, how do I get rid of that? Let me just, there we go. All right. So yeah, I'm doing this from my phone, so I'm kind of scrolling through. It's a little clunky. But yeah, let me just quickly, now that I mentioned that, okay, so Facebook is Viral Media Network, all 3 words capitalized. Twitter, media_viral. As I said, YouTube is Viral Media Network 415. Twitter is media_viral. My Twitch page is DJ Lumberjack. And I really think I'm going to be doing more video game streams because I love to play video games, and I don't really play the typical video games. So I think that might be just a fun, something different. And speaking of video games, something else we produced that just launched today. There's so much going on. It's crazy. Splinter game. I want to shout out Tully Rafferty. I want to shout out Chris DiCaprio. I want to shout out Colin Murray. I want to shout out E-Rock, Eric Bra, the king of the voice, who was the executive producer on the show. I mean, I think technically Tully was the producer. He's the writer, director, creator of Splinter. This game that we did is coming out today. So check out splintergame.com. I helped produce the video portion of it, and then Tully and his team, Hua, and some other programmers that don't come to mind right now, so I apologize. But splintergame.com, you can check out the trailer. There's a link to the Steam page where you can buy it on Steam. If you're an influencer or you do video game reviews or you stream games live, let me know in the chat, in the description, in the comment section, wherever. Send me an email, sam@viralmedianetwork.com. And I will get you a key code that will give you the game for free so you can review it as long as you post something and share it and promote it. That's the deal with that. So make sure to like, subscribe, share, Follow us across all platforms. Instagram is @viralmedia.network. And as I said, Twitter is media_viral. Facebook is Viral Media Network, all 3 words capitalized. Same with Alignable if you do Alignable. And where else? Twitter, Twitch. Twitch again is DJ Lumberjack. If you're watching there, I'm probably going to move to a Viral Media Network page, but I think I might keep DJ Lumberjack because I want to keep doing some DJ mixes as well. But for right now, I'm focused on video. One thing I want to mention too, getting back to the podcast, is you'll notice at the top of it, there's a new little teaser that I did for Viral Media Network. Let me know what you think. I'm going to be doing more graphic update. There's a lot of things that I can do to update my graphic game and graphic the logo for Viral Media Network. So stay tuned. I'm going to be putting out 3 different teaser stingers that I like to put. If you've watched any of my videos all the way to the end, and I know there's a lot of you out there that have, I always put a teaser at the end of my videos. It's basically, or sorry, not a teaser. The teaser's at the beginning. It's just a little, this is Viral Media Network, which is on the newest podcast. But no, the stinger at the end is sort of caps the video, and it's basically like a little animation with Viral Media Network, and it's actually pretty intense. So I'm going to be changing that up. I'm still going to keep that one, but I'm going to be making 3 different versions of the stinger, and not the stinger like Scorpion Deathlock thing from WCW, okay? Stinger, the end sort of video that sort of caps the video with my logo, animated logo. I'm going to be doing 3 different versions and putting it on a poll, so let me know what everyone thinks about that. And so as far as Viral Media Network development goes, I think that's it. To recap, new podcast episode coming out with DJ Plattern. That hit this morning. Check it out across all your audio podcast platforms: iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud. What else? Yeah, there's so many different audio platforms for podcasting, and that kind of goes. So I always bring this up every vlog. Just like Restream, I'm streaming across all my platforms. I got my podcast wherever you can get it. The question is, do you agree with that? Do you think I should be spreading across my content across all the platforms, or should I keep it distributed to a narrow channel so I can track the views more? You know, it's sort of like the 7-Eleven model, or the, I wouldn't say Whole Foods model, but, you know, some high-end boutique where you can only get certain things and you can't get them at every store. Like, say, you know, like you go in the 7-Eleven and they've got everything, you can get it all the time, right? And that's everywhere. Whereas, you know, something that's a little more exclusive, it's harder to find. But then again, if people don't know about it, you see, that's why I stream across everywhere. And I put my podcasts across all platforms. Is number one, I believe there's different tribes of people, just like there are Android people and Mac people and iPhone people. There are tribes of people that listen to it on iTunes, tribes of people that listen to podcasts on Spotify, Pandora maybe. That's the next step, actually. I should get my podcast on Pandora. That would be a good move. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. And again, if you subscribe to us on Viral Media Network 415, the YouTube channel, I'd like you to check out other playlists. The playlist for the podcast, just look for the Sam Jack Podcast playlist. We have a hiking video playlist. We've got some music videos. We've got some DJ mixes. We also got the Hip Hop Kung Fu Theater, which is only 1 episode, but we'd like to do more episodes. That was with Zionai and Deuce Eclipse, and they basically do a riff track on a Kung Fu movie, the Kung Fu movie being Drunken Swordmaster. Shaolin Drunken Fight. I think it's Shaolin Drunken Fight. Great movie, wacky, and they did a great commentary, so check that out. And again, subscribe to us, subscribe to the YouTube channel, comment, like, and share. Find us on Facebook, Viral Media Network, like our page, follow us on Twitter, media_viral, on Instagram @viralmedia.network. Also started a California Crusher Instagram page, so check that out. I'm going to let you discover that out. You might have seen California Crusher take over the vlog in weeks and months past. This is the 6th month of the pandemic shelter in place. I mean, I don't even know if I can call it shelter in place anymore. Are we still sheltering in place? Excuse me, I got some wires here to, these actually aren't wires that are connected to the phone. These are just wires that are sort of ran across this spaghetti of a, but yeah, there's no one here. That's why my mask is off. So I'm staying safe in that regard. All right, maybe that's a better centralized shot. Anyways, so numbers are spiking. I don't know if there's any real solution. Now people are scared to get the vaccine because they feel like it's mandatory and they feel like we're getting inoculations in the vaccine and it's going to be mind control or whatever. So I don't even know what to think about that. I don't even know how to respond to that without considering it like a complete conspiracy. And then you got the QAnon people. I like to stick to facts. I mean, of course, I like fantasy and sci-fi, but I like that as escape, not as like something that is really intertwined with reality. So that's the scary part. But I do think that we all need to collectively just take a deep breath, especially if you're living in California, because we're not used to see. I mean, we're used to seeing wildfires, but you know, you can't wear a mask. You're staying inside, and then all of a sudden the wildfires hit. And if you're not directly affected, by the way, thoughts and prayers. And if there's anything, you know, fundraising, I'll probably start a fundraiser here for the wildfires. But if you're not in direct impact of the wildfires where you have to escape, you have to deal with the smoke, the smog in the air, and it's thick and it's bad. And it's not to diminish, obviously. So the thing is, obviously, people that are affected by the fires, it's horrible. People could die. They lose their homes. Everything burns down. Big Basin has burned down, which is sad. Big Basin is the first California state park ever in the California's history. And it's a place personally that I used to go to a lot as a kid, Boy Scouts, all that kind of stuff. But that is to be expected. And the secondary, tertiary effect of the smoke and how it compounds the shelter in place, wearing a mask, distancing, you know, especially if you have kids. You know, for us, our kid isn't school age, so luckily we don't have to deal with the social distancing teaching, which shout out to all the teachers out there making it work. But like, for instance, just, you know, being able to go on a walk with her and give her a nap. Sometimes it's hard to just put her in for a nap inside the house, especially when it's really hot. But we can't go outside because the air quality is so bad. So we got to put her in the car to drive. Well, you got to crank the AC. You're using more fossil fuels. So, you know, there's going to be a breaking point here, and it's frustrating for all of us. So, I just want to put out there the love and the blessings that we all have, and to focus on that and focus on ways to find solutions and not keep a level head. Try to keep a level head. I know that's easier said than done, but that's why I'm saying it, so you can hear it and hopefully it can resonate. We need to collectively come together. I think Viral Media Network is going to start a fundraiser for the wildfires. I think one good solution. I was on a text line with some of my friends just before I went live here, and we're talking about getting a really good filter for your air system. A lot of us don't have air conditioning in California. If you have air conditioning in California, great. The key thing is late in the day, this is why we're having our power outages. And that's another issue that's compounding it. You know, we have rolling power outages because of the heat. Hey, what's going on, Joe? How are you? Chilling. Just on the phone. No, it's all good. I'll check in with you in a little bit. Thanks, man. Those, you know, the smoke, the air conditioning works, but if you don't have air conditioning, you just have central air, getting a good filter for that. And then also we were talking about getting box fans and putting, you know, high-end filters on the end of the fan to cool down the house, with air coming out coming from outside, but it's filtered through, so you're not getting as much of the smoke. So there are solutions out there. I'm sure you could YouTube it and come up with a million solutions. Holler at me in the chat or the comment section. I can help you out. Speaking of fundraising, I do want to raise money for the wildfires, but I also started a Patreon page for Viral Media Network. It hasn't launched yet because I'm really trying to make the tiers work. But what I'm thinking is I'm modeling after a lot of what I see is that, you know, certain tiers of Patreon, you get freebies and whatnot. And then some of them come with, you're able to suggest videos. So I think I'm going to go in that direction where people, if I get 10 people on Patreon at the $5 level to nominate the same hiking video, for instance, then I'll do a hiking video on that. And so, you know, it's a smaller barrier of entry. It's only $5. You'll probably still get a little bit of freebie there, other than the video suggestion. And then because I'd like to give some instant gratification as opposed to, you know, because you got to wait for 9 other people to nominate the same hiking video, for instance. So to have that, to have a little instant gratification like a sticker or some other freebie, and then also once you get 10 people, or maybe it's just 5, to nominate the same video, then I'll do a video on that suggestion. So there's going to be higher end levels of Patreon, whereas you know, that's like a $5 monthly thing maybe, or a one-time, you know, looking at one-time and monthly. And then if you want to go on retainer for monthly higher end, like $200 or $300 per month, well, that gives you a consulting, a level of consulting with me, a consultation. Basically, you'll get consultation services for video services and digital content creation, and, you know, technical skill type consultation for producing videos and streaming and whatnot. So the kinks are still going to be worked out, but that's how the Patreon thing goes. Because I haven't quite reached a level of monetization on YouTube or anywhere else where that is becoming beneficial, and I want to make this a sustainable financial thing. So if you believe in what Viral Media Network is doing, stand by for the Patreon channel, and leave a comment or drop me a line if you have any ideas on the Patreon, what you'd like to see in the Patreon. What are you looking for? We'll also have swag, VMN swag, California Crusher swag, DJ Lumberjack swag, DJ Lumberjack mixes. You know, that's me, DJ Lumberjack. That's my DJ name. So all those options. Getting back to the topics of the day, the current events. So we talked about the wildfires, pandemic. I don't want to get too much into Trump stuff because there's a lot of polarizing stuff, and I can go on and on. But I will say that the DNC convention, 4 days long, was intense. They brought out their big guns. I'm not going to do a direct review of it, but I will just sort of give you my quick take. I thought it was good. It was lengthy. I think it had to be. It was the first of its kind to do like a virtual event. There had been virtual events happening, you know, on a smaller scale, on a corporate level, you know, that some of my colleagues have been doing and whatnot, but nothing on this scope of mocking a large event like this, other than sports. But the difference with sports is you don't have all these feeds connected together. You know, it's still at one venue, and all the sources, you know, are cameras and whatnot, you know, focus on the one thing on that field at that venue. The Democratic Convention, you had speakers all over. Some were pre-recorded, some were live. You had all these live feeds coming in. So aside from the politics and who spoke and what all that is, and I think a lot of it was good stuff. You know, bringing in some Republicans was a really interesting ploy. You know, the way they lined it up was really interesting. Barack right before Kamala, Michelle speaking on a different night. Not having Barack speak on the last night, because he's probably your strongest speaker. But I think they didn't want to do that to bring, you know, to show that, oh, Barack and Joe Biden are just too close together and Biden's just trying to ride his coattails. But just from a production standpoint, to be able to have all these different sources and a live feed, you have a host in Hollywood You have a live feed from Delaware. You have Bernie Sanders tapping in live. Some of it's pre-recorded, right? You have the obviously, I'm talking when I'm saying pre-recorded, the headshots where you think might be live. Obviously, you have the pre-recorded, high-end pieces and the more film type, pieces that they showed, which were good. But all those elements, it's a really good model for production in general, and for those of us looking to what is the new normal in production. Will we ever get back to a live event where we have attendees, where we have all the production on site, or is it going to be all feeds, all networks, all over IP? Everything's coming in over the internet on the cloud. I just sat in on a SVG panel, an audio panel about that. It was really interesting, and I have another one next week that's about the more general production on where that's going. And a lot of corporate events, a lot of multi-camera live event things are still happening. And as you can see, when Kamala spoke and when Joe Biden spoke, they did the whole arena thing with the crowd just empty, with a few photographers socially distanced, but they had poles for each state. So with the big lighting rig and the stage and the podium and all that kind of good stuff, I think the confidence monitor, cue cards, all that stuff. So they're doing that. And so it's going to be a hybrid. It's not just going to be everyone in their own little closet doing like cable news talk, where everyone's in a talking box kind of thing. So really interesting to see how that goes. I'm going to get going here in a minute because I'm actually going to be on another live stream here with my buddy Tyler Groom, aka Crew Call is the show he does, Crew Call. So check out Tyler Groom on Crew Call in about 20 minutes. But to sum up, I want everyone to stay healthy, happy, be well with each other, take a deep breath, make sure to meditate, stay healthy. Really, this is a good time to be eating a lot of good healthy foods. And check out our new podcast, either on Viral Media Network 415. That's our YouTube channel. Subscribe, like, share, comment. It's also on audio podcast platforms like iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Podcasts. And check out splintergame.com, a video game experience, a visual experience game. That's hard to describe. It's very experimental. That I produced in partnership with Hobo Stew and Eric Bra. So please check that out, splintergame.com. And again, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at viralmedia.network. Twitter, we're media_viral. My Twitch page is at DJ Lumberjack. Sorry, I don't have any of these graphics. If I'm at my home computer, I would be typing this up and you'd see the graphics down there. I'd be cutting away at all the stuff. What else? Facebook is Viral Media Network. All three words capitalized. LinkedIn, same thing. Alignable, same thing. So be well. We'll see you next Friday. Check out all of our stuff. And if you have any questions or comments or suggestions, drop us a line. info@Viral Media Network. DM us across any of our social platforms. Leave a comment in this video. We'll see you later. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Get some air filters for your fans so you can breathe in healthy air in there in your house. Try not to go outside as much as possible. And stay sane. Meditate. Be well to each other. Peace. We love you. Bye.